I handed him the gun out the backseat of the car.
A nigga said, we saw the snitch video. So everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just cause you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still rich. I'm still getting booked. It don't change nothing.
50 Cent never holds back, and this time his target is Charleston White. A resurfaced clip just blew up across the internet, shaking things heavy. The footage clearly shows a teenage Charleston in court, flat out snitching and throwing his own boy under the bus. And this wasn't some little slip up either. This was real life with real fallout. Now social media is on fire, going crazy over every second of it. That video takes us all the way back to when Charleston was just 16, sitting there in front of the judge, pointing fingers and dropping names like it was nothing.
Everybody's seen it before you seen it. It used to be on the news. I keep telling y'all, I made the news before. All what y'all doing, people I already seen.
And now that past is back to bite him hard. Soon as 50 got word, he wasted no breath. He jumped straight in, blasting Charleston and putting him on full blast. No sugarcoating, no games. 50 let everybody know exactly where he stands.
He attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and two other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 1991.
But Charleston, man, he ain't blinking. He's laughing it off, owning his past and doubling down in that trademark Charleston White fashion. And he didn't just talk, he unloaded. In that old clip, Charleston lays it out. His boy Antoine. Doolittle went way over the edge during a robbery gone sideways. It all sparked when the crew tried boosting some coats and hats from a department store. That's when Michael Levy, an employee, stepped in to stop them, and things spun out of control fast. Instead of cutting their losses, they wilded out, tossing stolen clothes out the window like it was some kind of twisted joke.
So look, you shot.
What did he do?
Well, that.
So, what went down next? According to Charleston's own words, that's when Doolittle pulled out a weapon. And just like that, in 1991, Michael Levy's life was over. But Charleston wasn't some bystander either. He straight up admitted he was the one who handed Doolittle the gun that night, basically setting the chain reaction in motion. Yeah, Doolittle squeezed the trigger, but Charleston helped make it happen. And he didn't keep it to himself. He laid it all out in court, even detailing the conversation they had right after the chaos. And here's the chilling part. Charleston later laughed about it, saying, "Look, he shot," like it was nothing. That ice-cold attitude stunned everybody. The true tragedy? Michael Levy had only been married 4 days. His wife thought forever was starting, but instead, she was forced to bury her husband before their honeymoon was even over. Heartbreak beyond words. And Charleston didn't stop there. He went on to testify against 3 of his own friends, sealing their fate. In the end, Charleston got hit with 12 years behind bars for his part in that deadly mess. But somehow, he walked away luckier than the rest. While his boys were locked up with no way out, Charleston's record got sealed. So when he came home, it was like pressing reset. Fresh slate, clean start, no paperwork trailing him.
Victim, which was a Caucasian man by the name of Michael Levy. I was sentenced to 12 years under Texas juvenile determined sentencing law. My 3 co-defendants, all of them was tried as adults. They were 15 and older. I was 14. So I went into a boys' home that was co-ed with boys and girls. So I spent my entire youth, my entire teenage life from 14 to 21 in the boys' home. When I got out at 21, my record was sealed. So there's no record of me ever being in trouble for.
Meanwhile, his friends were still rotting away, paying the full price. So when that old courtroom clip hit the internet, it went nuclear. The snitch label stuck instantly, and fans weren't holding back. Social feeds lit up like a wildfire. Memes, hot takes, callouts from every corner. Everybody had an opinion. But Charleston, cool as ever, no shame, no apology, just straight jokes. He hopped online laughing it off, claiming he wasn't losing a wink of sleep. Matter of fact, he even joked he might flip the whole scandal into stand-up material. Bold move. And instead of backing down, Charleston doubled up. "I ain't friends with nobody," he declared, standing firm, making it crystal clear he meant what he did, and if it came down to it, he'd do it all over again. No hesitation, no regrets. That's Charleston White.
I don't recommend doing a life sentence for nobody. It's no honor amongst thieves. So why do I have to be honorable amongst thieves? Why?
We all criminals.
Charleston don't live by that no snitching street code at all. He's not about to catch charges just to keep somebody else's name clean. That whole loyalty over logic thing, he ain't buying it. His entire mission is to flip the narrative, shake the culture, even if it means exposing the same dudes he once rolled with. To him, doing time for the homies is flat out dumb, and he'll say it loud, no hesitation. In one wild interview, Charleston straight up said, "We all criminals and crooks," but then he switched gears quick. "I'm a citizen now, I'm a police ninja." And nah, he wasn't joking. He bragged about voting, working with elections, even clowning that he's the last one dropping off ballots on election day. With his chest out, he declared, "Damn right I'm a police ninja, I'm grown, I'm 40, I'm not about to be locked up at 50 for nothing." And trust me, he meant every word. Charleston don't play that street loyalty game. His code is simple. If it keeps him free, he'll snitch on anybody, and he's not embarrassed to admit it. Self-preservation over silence, that's his. Law, and recently, rumors started flying that Charleston might have helped get Brick Baby picked up by the feds. Instead of denying it like most people would, Charleston hopped online and bragged. Why? Because Brick Baby filmed himself in Houston, flashing stacks, talking reckless, and even hinting at putting a hit on Charleston. But Charleston wasn't about to play gangster. He made one call to the feds and let them handle it. He even claims he's got law enforcement on speed dial. And believe it or not, that wasn't even the craziest part. Last year, word spread that Charleston may have even called the cops on Boozy Badaz too.
I made a federal report. First, I called Houston and made the report to Houston, but I did this through my law enforcement.
Fans claim Boozy allegedly pressed a Memphis promoter who had booked Charleston. And trust, Charleston wasn't about to let that slide either. He never flat out confirmed it, but the second the whispers hit the internet, folks wasted no time slapping that rat label on him again. Still, Charleston didn't fold, not even a blink. He's been shouting it for years. He ain't protecting no street code, he's protecting himself. Period. But here's the kicker. The internet, they're not giving him a pass, not even close. Because while Charleston swears up and down, he's not a snitch. People online are calling major cap, and the receipts? They're stacking heavy. Social's dragging him as a walking contradiction, saying he talks like a civilian but moves exactly like the kind of rat he denies being. Charleston, though he's clapped back to every bit of it. According to him, it all comes down to intent. "I don't do this for money, not for revenge, not for clout," he says. In his eyes, that means he's not a rat, just a man on a mission. And believe it or not, he's been pushing that mission hard. After getting out, he didn't vanish into the shadows. He hit the streets with purpose, speaking to at-risk kids, showing up at schools, juvie centers, community events, telling it raw and uncut, hoping to pull the next generation away from that same dark path. And that's not all. He even co-founded a program called Hype, mentoring youth right on the edge, stuck between gang life and the system. Kids who barely got anybody showing up for them, Charleston did. And then came his most wild idea yet, a so-called snitching program. For real, a plan to help kids walk away from dangerous circles before it's too late. That move split people straight down the middle. Some said it could save lives, others couldn't get past the boldness, calling it messy, disrespectful, even culture killing, and now Charleston sits right in that middle lane, trying to prove his heart's in the right place. Take Gilly the Kid as an example. He's had smoke for Charleston for years, clowning him for trying to paint snitching as noble. Gilly went off on X, posting, "Can't beef with no dude that's been ratting since the 90s. He a throwback rat." And that wasn't just a random jab. Their beef runs deep. Of course, Charleston wasn't staying quiet. He fired back instantly on Instagram. "I see Gilly the Kid got smoke in his chest." This after Gilly sent him a DM straight up calling him a rat. And then Charleston crossed a line nobody expected. He clapped back with one of the coldest posts we've ever seen. "May his son rest in peace and the killer be forgiven by God and live a long life of redemption." That wasn't random. It was a direct jab at the tragic loss of Gilly's son. Worse, Charleston dropped it from the official page of his own children's brand, I Am Woke Seed. He weaponized that page as a launch pad for pure disrespect. But he didn't stop there. He followed it with a full video and a chilling caption. "You still talking street after they unlived Junior? I'm disappointed in you, sir." And the video, way past the line. Charleston mocked Gilly's grief, imitated the shooting, even reenacted the cries of a father mourning his son. pow, they shot your boy in the head. Oh, my son got killed. The internet couldn't believe it. Savage, raw, ruthless, straight up ice cold. And the craziest part? Charleston didn't flinch once. No filter, no shame, no remorse, just pure coldness. And honestly, the fact he went that far over being called a rat, yeah, that hit a nerve for real. He plays it like he's unbothered, like it's all trolling and laughs. But the way he spiraled, that rage was way too real. And then there's 50 Cent. And if there's one thing we know about 50, it's this. He's got zero tolerance for anybody even smelling like a snitch. He's made it clear for years. Just look at how he's been dragging Big Meech lately. Exposing, roasting, putting everything out in public. No chill, no mercy. So when 50 started trending again over the Meech drama, guess who slid in to grab the spotlight? Charleston White, of course. He pulled up on the Danza project and gave his take. But instead of siding with 50, Charleston flipped the script once again, saying the beef was pointless. According to him, Big Meech and 50 aren't even in the same lane. Different worlds, different games. And then he dropped the bomb. Charleston called 50 a bully. And here's the real twist, 50 didn't clap back. No diss, no savage post, no trolling. Instead, he played it cool, real cool. Just dropped a promo for his new show on Instagram and kept it moving, real cool. 50 just dropped a promo for his new show on Instagram and even looked like he low-key agreed with Charleston's point. For once, no messy back and forth. No clap back, just silence. But the second you thought Charleston White might chill for even a minute, he doubled right back down. That quiet moment from 50, Charleston spun it like a green light. He hopped online, bragging that even 50 respected him now, flexing like the rat talk was finally dead. But the internet wasn't buying it. Comment sections lit up with fans clowning him, saying, 50 didn't co-sign you, bro, he just ignored you. Others said Charleston was reaching hard, using 50's silence to polish up his own image. Still, Charleston didn't ease up. He pushed harder, name-dropping rappers left and right, claiming the industry is full of fake woke artists too scared to tell the truth. He even took fresh shots at T.I. and Boozy, saying they built their brands on street codes they don't live by anymore. He told fans straight up, these dudes act solid, but soon as charges hit, they fold. I've been telling y'all the streets is a lie. Then Charleston teased his wildest move yet, a no-snitch shame tour. Yep, a full-blown speaking tour across the US where he plans to preach why loyalty don't pay and why snitching is straight-up survival. Of course, that sparked instant backlash. Street dudes were heated. Rappers started subbing him on IG stories. But Charleston, he ate it up, saying the hate only proves he's closer to flipping the game on its head. Thing is, Charleston's empire is built on fire, and now it's burning bridges everywhere. After teasing that no snitch shame tour, artists, podcasters, and even former fans came out swinging. Some said his whole brand is just disrespect dressed up as activism. Others warned he's turning real pain into punchlines. And sooner or later, somebody's gonna push back for real. But Charleston, he's acting untouchable. He went live saying, ain't nobody gonna touch me, I got protection the streets. Wish they had. He made it crystal clear he ain't scared of rappers, gangs, or online threats. In his words, what he's doing is bigger than hip-hop. And if enemies come with the territory, so be it. And here's where he shocked everyone. Again, Charleston hinted at running for office. Yeah, you heard that right. Charleston White for city council. He says he's tired of just talking and wants actual power to shake the system legally. That announcement sent the internet into chaos. Some laughed it off as a PR stunt. Others said, if Trump could do it, why not Charleston? Wild takes flew everywhere. But one thing's clear, nobody's ignoring him anymore. Now here's the crazy part. Charleston built his name off controversy, but now he's talking about etching it into history. He's been spotted meeting with local officials, floating. Ideas for programs on criminal reform, anti-gang work, even school outreach. On paper, sounds noble. But let's not forget, this is the same guy who mocked a grieving father on Instagram and went viral for smiling while snitching. So, the public's divided. Some say Charleston's playing 4D chess, using shock value to spark conversations no one else will touch. Others say it's all smoke, chaos disguised as clout chasing. That once the cameras stop, the activism stops too. Still, Charleston's not letting up. He swears he'll outlast every rapper, influencer, and fake activist in the game. In his own words, I'm the only one telling the truth. They just mad it ain't coming from somebody they respect. For now, he's dodged a bullet. 50 Cent's too busy cooking someone else to fire back. But let's be real. Charleston's name is still everywhere. He's doing what he does best, stirring the pot, ruffling feathers, and keeping his crown as the king of online chaos. And the internet, they're watching his every move. No slack, no sympathy. But here's the real question. Is Charleston white actually trying to shift the culture, save the youth, and flip the script? Or is this just another masterclass in calculated clout chasing? If you made it this far, drop your thoughts in the comments. Is Charleston really building something bigger? Or just keeping the chaos alive for clicks? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dives like this one.